Hey guys, today is day 2 of Project Blue November, and the prompt of the day is memories. Now, having diabetes for 11 years means that you get a lot of memories, both good and bad. But my most memorable moments in my diabetes journey have come within the last 2 years. The past 2 summers I've been able to go to a conference called Friends for Life. And it's put on by the Children with Diabetes Foundation, for those of you who have maybe not heard of it. And it's a research conference, so they put on discussion groups about various different things going on in the community, and advocacy and stress relief, and there's programs for the children, and then there's programs for adults and parents. And it's really a good way to meet everybody that you can meet in the diabetes community. And for the longest time I felt like I didn't know anybody that was diabetic like I was, and then I go to this conference and suddenly everybody around me is connected to me in that way. And it was just so comforting to know I wasn't alone. And I was able to make lots of friends that were my age. And, I can still talk to them and tell them about, I have a migraine today because my blood sugar's too high. Or I just woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and my blood sugar's low and I'm just sitting around waiting for it to come up. And they'll just sit there and talk to me about it. And that's always something that I craved and I looked for within my friends outside of the community, and I never really got what I was looking for until I went to Friends for Life. And there's so many memories there that I could go on and on about them all day long. For example, I got to meet several of my personal inspirations, which I'll talk about in a future video, and we have this discussion about complications, and you just sit there and we're all crying by the end because it's just lots of emotional baggage and talking about all the things that just we know might be in the future or things we might already have going on, and how it's really not fair. And there was another time where I went and I was able to go to a dance party with a girl my age and several of the friends that I had met. And we just sat and danced and had fun, and for one night really forgot about our diabetes because everything was already carb counted for us, and all we had to do was just plug the numbers in and go on with our day. And that was just something that, it was a small thing, but it was super memorable. And part of that experience is the reason that I wanted to go into event planning. And that's just something that I've pursued, and I'm really happy to be on the road to be doing, and I can thank Friends for Life and the diabetes community for that. The last memory I'm going to go over didn't happen at Friends for Life, but it was something that's super memorable, but in a not so nice way. A few years ago, when I was still at home and still in high school, my blood sugar went super low overnight, and when I woke up, I couldn't feel the right side of my body. And I was on the other side of the house. My mom was several rooms away, and I couldn't cry out, and I couldn't reach my phone. And I don't know how low I was because I couldn't even reach for my meter. And it was only because my grandpa had walked through the front door and could hear me crying and whimpering that he was able to find me, and they were able to get me the orange juice. And since there's so much media speculation about too high blood sugars and missing the consequences of high blood sugars and people dying, it's sometimes hard to remember that it's just as serious to have a low blood sugar that you can't catch. If you want to look up Friends for Life, I'll put descriptions in the boxes below, and I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's prompt.